My favorite time of year is officially upon us, and so I decided it was the perfect time to show you all of the things that I made for Halloween this year. Hello, welcome to Show and Tell Meg. I'm Megan and I like to make things, and I love Halloween. It has always been my favorite holiday of the year since I was a kid, mostly because I enjoyed making costumes. But you know, any time of year when it's socially acceptable to dress as a penguin or whatever it is that you want is cool by me. I always love the idea of making things for Halloween or any holiday really, but I have a tendency to not think about it long enough in advance. Usually it's like a couple of weeks before and I'm like, oh, that would be so cute if I made this thing. And that's all well and fine, but it doesn't mean that a lot of things get made. But this year, thankfully, I thought about it several months in advance. Does that mean that I started it when I should have? No. But I did manage to get a couple of the projects done that I had planned, and so I thought that I would share those with you today. So the first project is one that hopefully you've already seen. I made 5 of these adorable little pumpkins, and I actually made that into a tutorial. If you are interested in making your own little pumpkins, I will link that up above. They are so quick and easy to make. I had 2 skeins of this yarn. This is from Hobbii and it's called Honey Bunny Candy Halloween, and it's a pumpkin orange. It has this strand woven with the yarn that's flecks of purple, black, and green, and it just makes for a super fun chenille little animal. Honestly, until this last week, I had never even used chenille yarn before, which I know. I've made, I don't know, over 100 amigurumi, and I had never used the beloved chenille, but I just saw this yarn earlier in the year when they first came out with the Halloween stuff, and I was super tempted by it. So I had the goal to make some pumpkins. I bought it with the intention of making pumpkins, and I decided to make as many as I could. I managed to get 5 little pumpkins out of the 2 skeins. One of them was bare bones, like I had to use a different yarn to do the cinching in at the end. And again, if you're interested in making these, I made a whole video tutorial about it. So it shows you step by step everything to do. Seriously, super easy. It's like a 30-minute project and they're just so cute. So I made all of these for each of the families in my family. So everybody will get one, and then one of them will get the book, the 5 little pumpkins. When my kids were little, they're still little. When my kids were younger, they loved this book, I think because it's so easy to memorize. So I have this cute little set, and I am super excited that I get to keep one of these cute little pumpkins in my house now. My second project is actually the one that I started first because I knew that it was going to take longer than some of the others, and that is my Halloween socks. I've had this Halloween yarn for quite a while, this stripe. It's another one from Hobbii. It's their sock yarn. It is 75% wool with 25% nylon. Typical sock yarn. I was looking through for patterns that I thought would look cute with it, and I came across the Little Sprouts in the Rain pattern, which is a free pattern, and I will link it below. And it's designed to accentuate the stripes on a self-striping yarn. Super easy to do. So what you do is when you start to change the color, that's when you do this little slip stitch pattern. That's all that it is. And I think it gives this kind of Frankenstein stitch looking vibe, if that makes any sense. At least to me, that's how they look. And the example on that pattern had contrasting kind of slimy green cuffs and heels and stuff. And I had this neon green, which is also from Hobbii. This is Silly Sock Disco in the green neon colorway. And I just think they're really fun. I never remember to use the themed self-striping yarn when it's the holiday or like in enough time to wear them for the holiday. So now I have my very own official pair of Halloween socks, and I'm going to definitely wear them before Halloween and feel very festive and have cozy toes. And my final project, which I literally was just frantically stitching the last bits on right before starting to record this, is my throw pillow. So I bought this yarn again from Hobbii. So this is Hobbii Horizon Halloween in color number 3. I can't remember what the name of that is at the moment, but I really liked the concept. It's one of those cake yarns. I showed it in my fall planning video, which I will link up here, and they look so pretty in the cake, right? And it's a DK weight self-striping acrylic, and I love self-striping yarns. I like the colors, obviously. I like this color combination, apparently. I did not do that on purpose. And so I bought it with the notion of making something decor related. And I have made a cover for a Christmas pillow. I've had this Christmas pillow in my living room intending to make it different covers all year long. So now it no longer has hipster Santa on it. Now it has adorable bats. This was kind of an amalgamation of my own creation to an extent. I did find a free stripy pillow pattern that I will link below, but the only thing I used that for was the stitch count to cast on. You chain, I think, 61 stitches to start, and then I did the half double crochet stitch that it is written for, and I just did it until I felt that it was wide enough or long enough for my pillow. I did it twice. And I gotta say, it took a deceptively long time to crochet these panels. Like, I don't know. I think some of it is that I'm just not used to working with slightly thinner. I mean, this is like a thin DK, I would say, and using a slightly smaller crochet hook. But I mean, I've made thread crochet stuff. So I don't know, but it wasn't sliding. It was not possible for me to stitch really fast like I usually do. Also, this yarn, oh my gosh. I mean, it's lovely. It's soft. I love the color, but the way that it is wound together, it just falls off in these huge clumps, and then you have this crazy tangled mess. So keep that in mind. I love the yarn. I do wish that it was spun in a ball in a different way because it was a little bit of a nightmare to work with, but we got there in the end. And then I didn't want just a plain pillow. I wanted it to have some kind of motifs on it. And I found this free pattern for a bat garland. And I just made some bats, gave them some derpy looking googly eyes, and stitched them on. And I think it's adorable. I'm really excited. Also, this is a fully removable case. Like, see, there's my Christmas pillow under there. I sewed a zipper in it. In order to do that, I did crochet the edges together. I crocheted on the outside of both panels. I started about here, went all the way around, and then when I got to here again, I separated the panels, and then I just did single crochet around each edge so that I could kind of hide the zipper in there. And it's just a standard nylon zipper. But yeah, there really wasn't much to this. It was just a lot more time consuming than I anticipated, you know, like all projects end up being. But I am super excited. I, believe it or not, have never made a home decor item for myself. I have been knitting and crocheting for 12 years. I did make 2 other pillows. One was accidental, like I didn't intend for it to be a pillow, but I ended up making it into one. And then one was for my sister, and she loves it. But, you know, I always would rather make stuffed animals and sweaters and things like that. And so I think it's kind of fun that now I'm going to have this really cute pillowcase that I can pull out every year. Maybe I'll add other motifs to it. Like originally I had found a motif for an eyeball that I thought would be really cool. And I mean, there's some space. So I don't know, maybe next year I'll add something to it. But all in all, this made for a really cute base pillow. If you like the look of this self-striping yarn, I'm going to link all of these yarns below. They are affiliate links with Hobbii, but I did purchase all of these with my own money. I did not get any kickbacks for that. They don't even know I'm making this video. I just wanted to share the projects that I made with the yarn. And the yarn is super fun. If it's something that you want, now's the time to get it. I will say I think this yarn is out of stock, but from what I've seen, they tend to get them in every year. So if you want this one, write it down on your list for next year. And of course, being me, I have other projects that I wanted to make that I have not gotten to yet. And I wanted to go ahead and film this video just in case anyone else wanted to make these things or feel more inspired. Some of the things that I make might not be finished until like down to the wire. So these are the ones that are done. But I, of course, have others that I wanted to make. I was inspired when I saw Nitty Natty visited the Boston Yarn Crawl, I think, some kind of fiber festival in Boston. And she was filming through the room at this yarn store and landed on this yarn. And I was immediately in love. I looked up the designer. I was this close to buying it. And I talked myself out of it simply because, yes, it was expensive. It was an indie dyer. Things that are hand dyed do cost more. I have so much yarn though. I just could not justify buying it. I did purchase something else that you will be seeing from that designer later on. But for now, I love her for the idea of this, but I'm going to recreate it with yarn that I already have. The designer was Beach Bum Yarns. She's a dyer out of Massachusetts, so it made sense that they would show her in the Boston Yarn Crawl. But she dyed a self-striping black and white yarn with contrast heel and toe for Beetlejuice Socks. And I'm not one to really jump on the trendy movie bandwagon, particularly when it's a remake. Like, I have not seen the new movie. I loved Beetlejuice as a kid, but I'll probably see it eventually when it comes out on streaming, right? I'm not much of a movie goer, and I'm not much of one to wear movie merchandise, but these were just really cool. So the idea of having black and white striped, chunky striped socks with a slimy green and purple contrasting color for heels and toes, it was just too cool. So I hunted my stash, and this is what I came out with. So I'm going to make plain vanilla socks, the summer Lee pattern probably, with chunky black and white for the whole body of the sock, cuff and down. And then I am going to use these two. This is Hobie Silly Sock, their Black Friday deals that they do, which is a great deal on black and white, simply because I have a lot of this. And then this is Hobie Silly Sock Disco in the neon green and yellow colorway. See how it's plied together? Isn't that cool? I've really been enjoying using their neons in socks this year, as you've probably seen. So this is going to be my green. And then I had this purple. This is Knit Pick Stroll, which is my favorite yarn, in the deep purple colorway. And so I'm kind of trying to decide which one gets to be the heel and which one gets to be the toe. I have yet to officially decide, but I think that that's going to be really fun and useful. Like I'm going to do white at the cuff. So I'll start with white, and it'll just be a plain-ish looking sock. So if it does hang out of a shoe, it's not going to be like wacky colored socks like I usually make. And then it's going to have this fun pop of color. So Beetlejuice socks are going to happen. And if you need this kit for yourself, I will link it below because I really appreciated the inspiration by Beach Bum Yarns. She sells on Etsy. Or if you have solid colored yarns at home, use your stash and let's make some really cool socks. And my other project that I saw, again, from Hobie, I was just like cruising their website and I came across this pattern. It's adorable. And so I have to make it. It is the Wizard Owl by Claire Farrell. This is a free pattern, and look at how cute this thing is. It's adorable. And I have so many stash acrylic yarns. I know Hobie puts these patterns up there for free, so you buy their yarn. It's just the way that it is. But I have so much yarn, and these don't take full skeins when you're making something small like this. So he is hopefully going to be made before Halloween. I just can't resist. He's adorable. So I need my own Wizard Owl in my life. And if you do too, I will link him below. He's a free pattern. I mean, who doesn't need an adorable wizard owl? So I hope that this was inspiring for you. I hope that it was fun to see some things that someone else has made for Halloween. I'm frankly amazed at myself that I managed to get these things done and to get them done early enough that I could put out a video about it. That's I'm proud of myself on that one. But if you need to make a pillow or some socks or some adorable pumpkins, I will have all of these patterns and yarns linked below. Like I say, the Hobie links are affiliate links, but again, I did not receive any of this for free. I bought it myself because I love it. It is very good quality yarn and they're just fun. So if you need to get into the Halloween spirit yourself, check out the links below and get yourself some stuff. So that's all I have for you today. I hope that this could help get you in the Halloween cutesy spirit. And until next time, I hope that you have fun making all the cute spooky things.